Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So last class we have started with dispersion and causes of dispersion I have explained to you. Is that clear? Is that clear? Dispersion and cause of dispersion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then this is dispersion. Causes of dispersion is due to change in wavelength, the speed of every color changes when it passes from one medium to another medium. And due to change in speed, the refractive indices of both the all the colors change, and due to which angle of deviation changes. So due to difference in deviations, angles, spread, the light rays, different colored rays moves away from each other. And that is why we see all seven colors separately. So this is what we call as dispersion of light. And the band of seven colors, we call it as spectrum. This part clear? Then recombination of white light. So recombination of white light, that is white light get recombined. That is a first seven, when the light ray passes through the prism, the colors white light splits into seven different colors. Then when we place a inverted prism, after that, when we place an inverted prism, like here you can see, these are the two prisms kept inverted. This is a normal prism, and then we have kept the same identical prism. Identical, that means angle of prism is same, and the material with which it is made up of, that should be same. Then when the light ray falls on the first uh, prism, it get dispersed. Then of that dispersed light, when made to fall on the second inverted prism, at the end, on the other side, the emerging ray we can see as a white light. So this means the first it get dispersed, the white light itself gets dispersed into seven colors, and those seven colors combine to form white light. This shows that the seven colors, the white light is only consists of seven different colors. There is no any other medium to get this seven color. The white light itself consists of seven different colors. Therefore, white light is called as polychromatic light. Polychromatic means poly means many, chromatic means color. So white light consists of many colors. So therefore, it is called as polychromatic. There are certain colors are monochromatic as well. The sodium flame is single color. It has only one color, that is a yellow color. So sodium vapors are called as monochromatic. That is, it is made up of single color. Is it clear? This diagram is very important. This is a 3-mark question can be asked. Explain the recombination of white lights by using two identical prisms. So you have to explain, as well as drawing diagrams actually carries 2 marks. Diagram is important. So draw this diagram and write down these points. Is it possible to obtain white light back from the seven colors? Yes, we can. Completed? And diagram also you have to draw. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So practical coincidences of this dispersion of the light, that is the rainbow formation. The rainbow is formed due to the dispersion happening naturally. So naturally through the prism, the Rainbows we have seen, that is when we see the rainbow. Have you seen when we see that?
When it's drizzling and even sunlight is there.
Yes, when the it is drizzling, that is very this shower of the rain, rain is coming, and along with that, it's not heavy rain. There's just drizzling, or just after the rainfall, the sun immediately shines. Immediately the clouds are clear, and immediately the sun shines. Then water droplets are there in the air, or at the time of drizzling some water droplets are there in the air. So when the sunlight passes through those droplets, we are able to see rainbow. Condition necessary, that is the presence of water droplets in the air. One, suspended particles, not settled down particles, remain suspended. Droplets, not water vapors. Water vapors are not necessary because water vapors are always there, not water vapors, water droplets. So water droplets should be there in the air. They are freely suspended and the light shines through it. So sunlight shines through it. So that is a one necessary condition. And second one, you can see only when you are facing your back towards the sun. So sun is your behind you. So sun should be behind you. Then only in the front sky you can see the rainbow. Now, how that rainbow formation takes place, how the refraction is uh, responsible for the formation of the rainbow. So see here, this is a water droplets. This is a circle, that is a water droplets is shown. The sunlight falls on this water droplets. Part of the light reflected and part of the light refracted. That means it enters the drop. So when it enters the drop, the rays which reaches this boundary. Now when it is here, the first refraction takes place. When it enters the sun droplet, refraction takes place. After that, the light get dispersed. After refraction, the dispersion takes place. That is, light separates into 7 colors, sort of, not fully, sort difference will be there. After that, the light rays which reach this surface at the angle 42 degrees, approx 40 to 42 degrees, only those rays get reflected back. Total internal reflection. I have explained you in the beginning of the reflection part. Is that clear? Reflection, total internal reflection, one video I have shown you in the beginning. Total internal reflection, do you remember? What is total internal reflection?
When a light ray travels from a rarer to denser medium, denser to rarer medium, and if it is incident at an angle greater than the critical angle, then the light ray is reflected back into the same medium, completely
right.
reflected back into the same medium.
Yes, 100% light energies get reflected back. So when the light ray strikes, when light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, when it strikes at an angle more than critical angle, then instead of get refracting, the total light rays get reflected back. So that is we call as total internal reflection. So the light gains that when the angle is 42 degrees here, generally approximately 40.9 to 42 degrees. So when the light ray reaches to that angle, those light rays get internally reflected. So they get reflected back internally. They reach on the boundary of the droplet, and then again there is a refraction takes place because they are now coming out of the denser to rarer medium. So they will come out, and then that spectrum of 7 colors falls on our eyes. This happens due to one droplet. So one particular band of 7 colors we can see due to one single droplet. But the formation of the arc, one single droplet will not be enough. There are millions of water droplets are present in the air. So all of them, the particular angle light get reflected back. So therefore, when we see that spectrum, when it falls on our eyes, it looks like a bow. Actually, it is not only the semicircular or half circular portion. It is actually the full circle. whatever the millions of light rays droplets are present, they will give the appearance of all the spectrum spread out, and we actually the full circle rainbow is formed. 7 colors are formed, but due to horizon obstruction we are not able to see everything below horizon, so therefore we are not able to see all colors or the full circle we can't see. But any person is present in the aircraft, that is a plane, he is able to see at that time, he is able to see the rainbow, he will see the full circle. When you are at a very high altitudes, then we are able to see. If there is no obstruction, then we are able to see the full circles. But there is a very rare formation actually takes place the full circle, but we can't see because the lower portion is cannot be seen by us as because of the obstruction, the ground obstruction. It's clear one droplet will form some part of the rainbow. There are many droplets. So all the droplets, when the light ray reaches them at a particular angle, those rays only get reflected back. At particular angle, rays only get reflected back. All the rays won't get reflected back. So when they reach us, a particular angle is formed. So due to that, we are able to see the arc of the rainbow. So therefore we call it as a rainbow, bow, because it looks like a arc, minor or major, depending on the obstruction. In the city regions, urban regions, you can see only the upper part. And here, this one mountains, if you go, or maybe in a village areas when there is less obstruction, less this one are there, buildings are there. At that time, you are able to see the bigger sized rainbow. Clear? So what are the things happening here? First, the light ray falls on this water droplets. The refraction takes place. After refraction, there is a dispersion takes place. So 7 colors splits into 7. So colors, white color splits into 7 colors. Then those rays reach the other boundary at particular angle. Some of the rays which reach at particular angle, that is 40 to 42 degrees Celsius degrees, those only get reflected back. So total internal reflection takes place. So internal reflection takes place, then it falls on the other boundary, then it will get refracted again and reaches the observer's eye, and we are able to see the rainbow. This is what we can see, that is a small spectrum formed due to one single droplet. Like this, thousands of droplets, millions of droplets are present. So all of them's collective effect is the arc. Clear? Able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then this is rainbow formation. Diagram is very important. In this diagram, for your explanation, 7 colors has been shown. The red color is always at the top and the violet color is in the bottom. Okay. You are only drawing these boundaries, the arrows, whatever has been shown. So those arrows only you are showing in the diagram. No need to draw all 7 colors. You are only showing the boundary, that is red and violet only you are showing. It's clear? Anyone have problem, doubt in this? And one more thing, can you see rainbow only at the time of drizzling or a rainy season? Is there any other condition which where we can see rainbow?
Whenever water droplets are present in the atmosphere.
Yeah, water droplets present in the atmosphere, that is only after the rain. One. Any other possibilities are there? Have you seen anytime?
Near a spring,
What?
near a waterfall.
Yes, near the waterfall, yes. When on the hot sunny day, afternoon time, mostly in the afternoon time when there is a hot sunny day, at that time, if we see with the means that is we are standing, sun is at the back, from here the light is passing, front rains are, the fountain is there, fountain, or you can see as a waterfall. So water is splashing. So due to the splashes, the water droplets will be seen in front of us. So when through that also we are able to see the rainbow. Clear? So it is not needed, that is it should be only in the rainy season. We can see in the summer season as well. Okay, here it is there. This is, you can see here, this is on a hot sunny day. In the morning, 10:13 it is. You can see there is a rainbow is formed. There is no rain, nothing is there. Only you can see the fountain. The water is drizzling. So water droplets are there. The sun is shining through it, and the person is able to see the arc of the ray. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the top part is a reddish one and the violet is at the bottom. So draw the diagram, but no need to draw these all 7 colors. Only you have to draw the 2 colors. Upper is red, lower is violet. So this is the only you have to say. This is your NCRT diagram.
Ma'am, should we write that?
Yes, you have to write it down. This question is for 3 marks. Along with diagram, you have to write this part. You have to remember the sequence of phenomena seen here. First refraction, then dispersion, reflection, and again refraction. Complete? Everyone finished?
Done, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Okay. This is what about the dispersion part. Now next is atmospheric refraction. Now the third part of the chapter, atmospheric refraction, and then scattering lastly. Now what is atmospheric refraction? So what is refraction means? What is the definition of refraction? Or what do you mean by refraction? Medha?
Ma'am.
Yes. What is refraction? In your words. In your words, what is the refraction means? Why, Medha? Just now you have given the school exam also.
Yes.
It's Tuesday only you have given, and today is Friday. Adrika? Adrika, can you tell? Adrika, are you there? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What do you mean by refraction? No idea. Very nice. Roshita?
Ma'am, the bending of light when it travels from one medium to other.
Is bending of the light ray when it travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium having different optical densities. Now, through the air also the same phenomena can be seen. We know that air is not constant, atmosphere is not, density of the atmosphere actually is not constant everywhere. It's keep on changing. The every layer, actually the air, we can see the atmosphere is made up of many layers. Troposphere, stratosphere, lithospheres are there, ionospheres. There are many different layers of air is present. Why? That is depending on their densities. So air actually, and that density is also not constant. Every time it is not constant. So due to difference in densities and the air, due to presence of gases, it allows the light to pass through. But due to difference in densities, the optical densities of every layer differs. So due to that, when the light from any celestial objects travel through air, they keep on bending. The light ray keep on bending when it enters the atmosphere. So this phenomena of the light is called atmospheric refraction. So you can see here, this is the earth, surface of the earth. Over that, the earth's atmosphere is present. This is the envelope of atmosphere, air, that is we call as atmosphere. So it is made up of many different layers. So every layer has different densities. So as we go upward, the density decreases. Finally, it will keep on decreasing, 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 and after that it will become nil. So no air, no particles, no density. Therefore, when we move upwards, the density goes on decreasing. So light from any object, that is a star or a sun, it travels through air, a vacuum. Outside the atmosphere, there is a vacuum. So through the vacuum, there is no obstruction, no particles to obstruct the path of the light. So therefore, light travels in a straight path. But as soon as it enters the different regions, it will keep on, now due to refraction process, it will keep on bending. Direction of the light ray keep on changing. So every layer you can see the difference in their densities. And due to difference in densities, there is a change in direction of the light ray. So you can see here, light from this object, when falls on this, at this boundary, we have to draw the normal. So it will bend towards the normal. At this point, again, we have to draw the perpendicular. It will bend again because density keep on increasing as the light from vacuum, it enters the earth's surface. Every layer, the atmosphere density or optical density, we can say that it is keep on increasing. So due to that, light ray keep on bending towards the normal. So it will again bend towards the normal, again bend towards the normal, again bend towards the normal. So it'll keep on bending. The light ray reaches here. Actually, the light ray has to reach, if it see the straight path of the light, if it is atmospheric refraction won't takes place, then light ray should reach at this position. But where it is reaching, at this position it is reaching. So the light ray, when enters the atmosphere, due to difference in densities of atmospheric gases, there is the light ray keep on refracting, that is changing its direction. So this phenomena is naturally, this is happening. This is called as atmospheric refraction. It's clear what do you mean by atmospheric refraction? Now you can see here this one. This is a star here. From the star, the light is entering. It will enter here, it will pass straight. But as soon as it enters the Earth's atmosphere, it will keep on bending. Keep on bending and then reaches the observer's eye. Actually, the light ray without bending, it should reach at this position. At here, it should reach. But due to bending, it reaches the person's eye here. So that is why, and the image of that, when the rays from this star reaches the person, the image of those rays will be formed when we produce the rays backwards. Here is the image is formed. So this means due to atmospheric refraction, what is the natural phenomena we can see? Whatever the position of the star, actually they are, and where we see are different. They are not same. So whatever the position of stars we see right now, that is actually, it is somewhat above than their actual positions. At night sky, whatever the position of the star we see, that is not their actual position. We are actually seeing their images, and which are actually somewhat above than their actual positions. So here is the star. Actually, at this position, star is here, where we can see here. Due to when the light ray bends, this is only one light ray is shown. There are two, three, many light rays will reach the person's eye, and the image whenever where they meet, they won't this one converge at this position. To make them converge, we have to produce them backwards. So here they will meet. So image of this star is formed at this position. Therefore, we can see the star here, not here. So this is the apparent position of the star, which is some distance above the actual distance. Sort of, it is millimeter difference is there, but it is there. Is that clear? So there are many consequences can be seen due to this atmospheric refraction. One is the apparent position of the star. So stars, or even this one also, sun also, although it is closer to us, this is a one this is very closer to us, but still the position of sun is not what we see. The position of the sun is also somewhat distance above than its actual position. So this happens due to atmospheric refraction. Is it clear? Then the next, okay, then the next consequence we are able to see due to atmospheric refraction is the twinkling of stars. Stars twinkle. Why stars twinkle? What is twinkling means? What do you mean by twinkling of stars? What phenomena you call as twinkling? Yes, Anish? What do you call as twinkling? Anish?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by twinkling?
I don't know what to tell you actually.
In your words,
Exactly.
it's not needed. Scientific is not needed. In your words, I'm simply asking.
There's blink something, blink, like then the light comes and the off, then comes like that.
Yeah, that's it. That is blinking. That means what? The light can be seen, not seen, seen, not
Yeah.
seen. Brightness keep on decreasing. So fluctuations in the light source. That is what we call as twinkling. So stars, they seems to be twinkling. That means their brightness keep on changing. So what is the reason behind this? Why that happens? Why only with star that happens? But when we see the planets, we can differentiate between the planets and stars and the night sky. That is by the twinkling effect. The stars' brightnesses keep on changing, but not the planets. Planets are constantly producing light, constant producing light. They are not twinkling effect cannot be seen in case of planets. Planets also shines at night sky because of the reflection of sun's light. But the twinkling effect is not seen in planets, but we can see in stars. Can anyone knows this answer? Akshaya? Anyone knows? This chapter I think is done in school. Yes, Anish?
Maybe in the core of the stars, there is reaction between the hydrogen and helium, this thing, fusion and fission, due to which like they reduce and depending upon the fusion and fission.
No, that is not the reason. Yes, anyone else?
Ma'am, compared to planets, stars are far away, so there is many. When we see like there's many disturbance, so it keeps fluctuating.
No. But one of the reasons is right, that is stars are far away. But why they shows twinkling?
Realize scattering?
No. Scattering is seeing the colors. When we see different colors, that is we consider as a scattering. But here, no scattering. Yes, Bhavya? Do you know?
No, ma'am.
Take an example, very everyday life example. Suppose you are on the terrace top and you are able to see on the next building or 2 3 buildings away, some of the distance, means some meter distance, there is a building. Over there is a one single light is there. One single bulb is glowing. Okay. Now it is keep on fluctuating. That means switching on, off, switching on, off, switching on, off is going on. You can realize it easily. Although it is 1 kilometer distance away also, are you able to realize it? That is, it is one single bulb is there and it is keep on switching on and off. You can realize?
Yes, ma'am.
It is 1 kilometer distance away also, means very far away, but when you are standing on the terrace top, you are able to see that. You can realize immediately that is okay, it is switching on and off. But when at the same position, when there is a series bulbs are there, and out of that one of the bulb is flickering. Are you able to find the difference?
No, ma'am.
We can't see the difference. Now why only at the same position one single bulb is there, that flickering you can easily find out, recognize it. But in case of series bulbs, a single bulb is not working properly. You can't find out that difference because the change of brightness in single bulb can be easily visualized by us. But when there is a many bulbs are there, out of that one bulb is flickering, that difference in that brightness of that particular bulb is actually nullified by the brightness of other bulbs. Because the bulbs, this light from all the bulbs are reaching us. Out of that one is flickering. That will not make that much difference because the light from many bulbs you are reaching. It is reached our eyes. So we are not able to see that difference. Much difference will not be seen. But a single bulb is there. That bulb will make a difference because that bulb's effect is not nullified by any other bulbs in that area because it is a single bulb was there. Are you able to understand this phenomena? Are
Yes,
you able to
ma'am.
understand this? The same thing happens in case of stars. One first reason is star is very far away from us. Too much distance as compared to planets. So due to that, what happens? Star appears as a 1 point size, one single point. Okay, because they are very far away. So we are not able to see the full structure of the star. We are able to see only one single point source of the object. Right? From that point source, the light ray reaches the atmosphere. You can see here, this is atmospheric area. Now from that particular star, the light reaches. Now it is undergoing refractions and then reaching our eyes. So in that refraction, is that density constant every time? Is this density remain constant? The gaseous particles are keep on moving continuously. Clouds are moving continuously in this region. So due to that, what happened? The light ray, if there is a bigger, thicker clouds are there, then what will happen? The rays won't reach our eyes. And when the sky is clear, the rays will reach us. Although the refraction is keep on happening, but in that refraction also, that refraction is not constant refraction. It is not equally every time the light ray is not, every time you cannot say that is okay, after 5 minutes, the same path, the light will follow. No, that cannot be. Because light ray might here, after here, due to more density, it get refracted more inwards. Are you able to understand this? Now here, the refraction has taken place. Now the light ray is reaching at this position. Suppose it is light ray is reaching. So this much bending is there. Now here the density in this region increases because the air particles are fluctuating. They are not constant. They are keep on moving. Suppose in this region, after 5 minutes, in this region, there is a more particles gathered. Then what will happen? More particles gathered in this region. Then what will happen? Is it possible for the light to refract with the same angle? Do the light refract with the same angle?
No.
No, it will bend. If there is a more particles, then it will bend through this path. Then again bending will take place this way, this way, this way, and it reaches here, and the person is not standing at that position. So the rays are not reaching the person. He can't see that light. Clear? Now
Yes,
here
ma'am.
there is a lesser density now. So if there is a lesser density, then it will bend this way, then this way, then this way. Here it will keep on. Now it will reach the person standing at this position. This person is not here. So due to that, what happened? The person is not able to see. So the person is able to see when the light falls on his eyes, then only he is able to see the star. If the light is not falling, he is not able to see the star because star is a one-point source. And as well as this is the second reason. Third reason also. Now this is the change. The star we can see and sometimes we can't see. The rays which will reach us, then we can see. If the rays won't reach us, we can't see. Right? One more factor responsible, that is this light won't reach, but there are many other rays are there. There is no only one single ray is coming from it. There are thousands of rays are coming. So out of thousands of rays, every time it won't reach the person. Sometimes only 500 rays will reach to on person's eye. Sometimes 1000 will reach. Sometimes only 100 will reach. Sometimes only one will reach. Then what happens? When more number of rays will reach, what will happen? Star will be seen, but how it is brightness of the star will be more or less?
More bright.
More brighter. Now only 100 rays are reaching from the star. Then
Less bright.
less white.
Faint.
That is faint, dimmer. So that means it also affects the number of light reaching the observer's eye also matters. More number of light rays reach, then bright light we can see. Star will be bright at that time. When the very less number of rays will reach, then the star will be seen, but it is dimmer. So cloudy days we can't see any at all. But on the clear day we can see. Sometimes we can see brighter, sometimes we can see dimmer, fainter. So that is due to the atmospheric refraction. The particles of the atmosphere, air, are not constant. They keep on moving. So therefore, the number of rays reaching the observer's eye is keep on changing. So due to which the brightness of the light is also keep on changing. So this change in brightness of the light itself we call as twinkling. It's clear? What do you
Yes.
mean by twinkling and how this is happening? Clear? Why stars are twinkling? Everyone, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Or need to explain again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The rays, how they reach us, that matters. The rays, this atmosphere is not always constant. This density is also not constant. Sometimes density increases, sometimes density decreases. So when there is density increases, a very few number of rays from that particular star will fall on our eyes. And when density is more, there is density is less, then more number of rays will reach the observer's eye. So when more number of rays will reach, the object looks like brighter. When very less number of light rays reaches, we can't see sometimes, or if we see, then it is very dimmer light we can see. So right now, if you go night sky, you are not able to see moon also right now because the area cloudy weather. So moon, although it is very close to us, but still the moon also we are not able to see. Why? Because the rays from the moon is not reaching us. Clouds are there, thicker clouds, thicker watery clouds are there. So they are not refracting all the amount of light. And you can see when the clouds are in front of it, we can see very dim moon. If you can check out, it is, don't go tomorrow. Some days this way. So in some few days, you can see that one. You can easily see that differences. So that is because the clouds are there, we can't see. No clouds are there, clear sky is there, we can see. When clouds are there, more clouds are there, we can't see. Or if we see, then also it is very dimmer. And when clouds are not there, we can see clear sky. So therefore moon will be also visible to us clearly. The same thing happens. Moon is very close to us, then this is happening. What about the stars? Stars are very far away. It looks like a one small point. So light from that will reach us, then we can see. Won't reach us, we can't see. Is that clear? Now, why planets are not twinkling? Planets are not forming their own light. They are reflecting the light. But that reflected light also, from some part of the planet's light get reflected. Now planet is big. It looks big because it is closer to us. And it won't be a one single point. It is made up of many collection of points. So from the millions of collections of points are there, from few the light rays reach, from few the light rays won't reach. So but still, due to the reached light rays will give us the sensation of the planet form. A planet is there. But and then some dimmer light is there. It is that effect of that dim light is nullified by the remaining bright light. So therefore that difference we can't see. We can't make any difference in the light of the planets. So just like example in the beginning I given you, that is one single bulb and the series of bulbs. One single bulb is the example of star, and the many series bulbs is the example of planets. So planets, many parts of the planets are reflecting light. So there are more number of points. So from few lights, the light is reaching us. Parts the light will reach, and few parts the light won't reach. But that won't reach part is effect is nullified by the number of rays reaching us. So therefore, we can't see there is any change in the brightness of the planet. So therefore, planet won't twinkle. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That is what is explained here. Stars since higher than they are, number of the star gone. Twinkling of stars. These are the always asked questions. There is no diagram for it. But these questions they will ask continuously. No diagrams. So write down atmospheric refraction. And the star seems higher than they actually are. This is the definition of atmospheric refraction. Finished or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The twinkling of stars that I will this will send you pictures. You copy down from that. Now start maths.